Hello and welcome! My name is Elon and I am one of the designers of Beast. Today I'm going to give you a few gameplay tips of each and every character in this game. Some neat little strategies you could try or get inspired by for your next session of Beast. Without further ado, here we go! Here's a way to start mastering Mara, Sovereign of the Endless Night. Today's gameplay tip is about utilizing your first day strategy on how to play out your summons, the Banshees. It might be challenging to use Mara summons on the first day if you only rely on her ability cards. This is because Mara is actually the only beast without the classic summon ability card that all the other beasts have. So, during the draft, aim to collect 1 or 2 action cards with a summon symbol, like Insight or Bolster. Also, try to pick up an attack card like Charge or Avarice while you're at it. Now, you have cards to both attack and use the Banshees. You should place the Banshees as far away from you, the hunters and even the settlements as possible. This play forces the hunters into a hard decision. Do they go for your distant summons using valuable cards, or do they ignore the Banshees and try to focus on finding you instead? If the Banshees are still alive when it's time for you to get away from the murderous hunters, Mara can use her Shadow Step ability card to teleport to that Banshee's location. Now you can continue your killing spree while your opponents are having a hard time catching up. We'll move over to the next beast, the Fallen Huntress. I'm of course talking about Esmeria. This tip is specific if you're playing her on the Drenched Lands map. In the setup, when taking your first 2 steps with Ismia, try positioning yourself in the swamp habitat to the east of Gasvik Fjord. This can be a really great tactic to gain a good lead over the hunters. When your hunter opponents are placing themselves in the setup, there's a high chance they'll position themselves in Vintervik or Tiveden. This is because Ismia is a cave beast and there aren't as many easily accessible cave habitats around Gasvik Fjord as there are around the other settlements. Now, you have the chance to use your ability Stalk as your first move. Stalk allows you to take 1 step and then transform the habitat you land on, then take 1 additional step. So, as your first step, go into Gasvik Fjord and transform it into a cave. Then, as the second step, you move to the cave habitat north of the settlement. From here, you can play any summon card you want and place your summons directly at the settler's location in the transformed settlement. And speaking of transforming, since you transformed Gasvik Fjord into a cave, you do not have to worry about cards such as Adapt or Hunter's Passage, which lets the hunters move to any settlement. Now, on your first round as the beast, you played very aggressively and put high pressure on the hunters. This is an effective way to start the game, and it often leads to the hunters playing desperately to try and match your aggressive start, which will give them a challenge. Hogbad is one hell of a burning boar. He starts slow but quickly becomes an unstoppable force of pure burning bacon. Your summons, called Warhogs, let you push settlers to locations where they have an easy time to get attacked, or perhaps your Warhogs should push away the hunters and force them to spend all of their movement cards catching up. You have an ability card called Stampede. It's great, but it's a little bit trickier to use because of its transform effect. Hunters will know exactly where you go when you use Stampede. However, this can also be used to your advantage. Stampede over a settlement, push the settler to your new location, and the settlement will be a forest. This prevents the hunters from using silly cards like Adapt, Scout or Hunter's Passage. You can even combine Stampede with Summon Warhog afterwards. Place a cheeky little Warhog on the settler's location and become a little more unpredictable by moving 1 step away. Our final Hogbad tip for today is his yellow upgrades, Wild Ode and Chief's Command. Let's start with Wild Ode. Play Stampede as your last card, unlock Wild Ode during the night, and then place a Warhog directly on the settler's now transformed location. Start the next day with your ability card Tusk and then summon Warhog for a guaranteed kill. And the upgrade Chief's Command paired with Amass lets you, well, amass an army of Warhogs as your first move the next day. Then, during the draft, plan accordingly to what the Warhogs are able to do. Meaning either push away the hunters that got too close for comfort, or you should push those cute little tasty settlers even closer for you to kill. I hope you learned a few tricks. There's a lot more where this is coming from, so big thanks to our Discord community that's been sharing these gameplay tips. In this video we got tips on Dylan and Tyler, really engaged community members and dare I say 2 of the best Beast players in the world. Share your best tips and they might get featured in the next gameplay video. If you enjoy this and haven't got Beasts yet, or you're ready to take on even more Beasts and Hunters in your life, then check out Beast Shadow Isles on GameFound. Reprint 2 expansions, amazing stuff. You'll find links to all of our social platforms in the description and how you can get your copy of Beast. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more content. Good luck on your Beast adventure. Please let me know if any of these tips helped you become a better player at Beast.